Hello, my little nuggets. I hope you're all doing well on this wonderful Saturday morning. Today is a great day because today the Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley fight has been added to Messenger. Yes, yes. And if you're wondering if I look on Messenger every single day to know if the fight has been added, the answer is yes, I do. I never thought in a million years that I would be a Jake Paul fan, and yet once he entered the boxing scene, I became a complete fan of his. It's crazy, like maybe in like 10 years or something, like the little kids are going to like associate Jake Paul with like the great fighters of our time. This is so weird. Like if someone had told me that a few years ago, I would not have believed them. And Jake Paul really is making boxing cool again. I can't wait to see how the fight goes. I'm really excited about this fight. I really wonder if they're actually going to tattoo each other's name. Well, like if the loser will get the winner's name tattooed on him. Let me know down below if you think that's going to happen, because I doubt it's going to. I don't think that Jake Paul or Tyron Woodley would do that, but you never know. The fight is in like 14 or 15 days. And according to Messenger, Jake Paul is the favorite and Tyron Woodley is the underdog. Jake Paul has been the favorite in every one of his fights, as far as I can tell, at least on Messenger, and he still is now. The odds for Jake Paul are at 1.59, which means that if he wins, you get 1.59 times your wager. And Tyron Woodley is at 2.13, which means that if he wins, you get 2.13 times your wager. The odds often change ahead of the fight. Like today is the first day that the fight is available to bet on. And then the sportsbook tends to adjust the odds as time goes on. So whether you make your bet early on or later on, it can be more or less advantageous for you. I'm really surprised that like fight after fight, and once he gets like better opponents, Jake Paul remains the favorite. I'm really surprised. Let me know if you use another sportsbook, and let me know what the odds are on the app or sportsbook that you use. Let me know who's the favorite and who's the underdog between Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley. The one thing I don't like, and I don't know if every sportsbook is like that or if it's just on Messenger, but you can't make single bets on the winner of a fight. You have to mix it with other bets, unfortunately. So I can't just put like $100 on Jake Paul and then if I win $159. It doesn't work like that. I have to mix it with other bets, or at least with one bet. So I think what I'm going to do is that I'm going to make many small bets of like combining Jake Paul with events that are very likely to happen. I'm going to look through Messenger and find stuff that I think are going to happen. The thing is, like, it's August, so it's off season for most sports. So there isn't really much for me to bet on today, at least not when it comes to major league sports. Oh, there's cricket. No shade to cricket. I'm sure it's interesting, but I've never watched it. Okay, so I found this random cricket game to match my Jake Paul bet with. I don't watch cricket, but it says that India is facing England, and the odds of India winning are 1.53, and the odds of England winning are 8.40. So we can deduce that it's very unlikely for England to win. So I'm going to bet on India and mix that with Jake Paul. So let's see what the odds are. If I take Jake Paul winning in 14 days plus India winning, but it's in September. Well, who cares? I'm just gonna have to wait. Okay, so if I mix Jake Paul with India and I put $10, I get back $25. That's pretty advantageous, so I'm going to do that. All right, so on the night before Jake Paul's fight, there's a UFC event, and there's a dude who's going to be fighting. He's from like Uzbekistan, and his name is Mahmoud Muradov, and he's very likely to win. The odds are at 1.22, and his opponent's odds are at 3.85. So I'm pretty sure he's going to win. So I'm going to mix that bet with Jake Paul. So Muradov plus Jake Paul, if they both win their fights, that gives us $19, which I think is pretty good. There's also soccer. I don't watch soccer, but I think most of the time the odds are pretty definite. So I'm going to include a few soccer bets in my big Jake Paul bet. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to include some catching sounds. Oh, there's ping pong. Table tennis, that's ping pong, right? Yeah. Okay, so I found a guy. His name is Valery Ivanov. I have no idea who that is. And he's very likely to win against this other dude, Pavlenko. So I'm going to bet on Valerie Ivanov and mix that bet with Jake Paul, because the thing is, I don't want to mix my Jake Paul bet with something that's like unlikely to happen. I know that like the payout would be bigger, but I just don't want to risk that. So I'm going to go with something more certain. So I'm putting my hopes on this guy that I have no idea who he is and I've never watched his sport ever. Who watches ping pong, honestly? But anyway, so I mixed the two bets. I put $10. If I win 18. So that's pretty good. One time I wanted to do what I'm currently doing and separate one big bet into smaller combo bets. And I mixed my bet with an esport game that it said it was like totally obvious that one team was gonna win, and it ended up being the other team that won. So I think maybe like the people who decide the odds, they're not as good with esports as they are with physical sports. So I don't know if I should do that now. Plus, like, I don't even know, even if I wanted to watch the game, I don't even know where the games are being played. Oh, maybe it's like on Twitch or something. Ah, I should get on Switch. Twitch. Not Switch. Anyway, I don't know if I should combine my bet with esports because it seems very new, and like they say that the odds are like totally in someone's favor, but I don't really know if that's true yet. A lot of sports betting websites are starting to include esports. Do you guys think that in a few years esports will be considered a sport? Let me know in the comments down below. I mean, maybe it already is. So I think that's it for the bets. I'm going to compile them and put them probably like right here. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know who you think is going to win this fight. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Bye bye.